Good morning to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another Streetwear Talk video, the series where I cover the latest streetwear releases, I cover the latest streetwear news, and of course, in the series, we just discuss anything to do with streetwear or fashion. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be covering my thoughts and opinions on the lookbook for Supreme New York's Spring-Summer 2024 collection. Yeah, welcome back guys. It's that time to cover the lookbook for Supreme's latest season and everything to do with the release details for week 1. That is going to be the aim of today's video. I'll be covering my thoughts on the lookbook, the pieces, anything I really have to say about what we're seeing, and the release details for week 1. I'm not going to be covering what is releasing in week 1. We'll save that for a drop list video, which is probably going to be the next video that I do, if not the second video that I do up and coming. So stay tuned if you want to find out what is releasing in week 1. But this will be really interesting because this is the first season after the departure of Tremaine Emory, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I always really struggle with his name. I really enjoyed his time at Supreme. It's unfortunately had to leave due to the circumstances of how the brand is, but I really loved his work. Loved the collections, loved the collaborations. Specifically, I would say the sneaker collaborations. Some of the clothing collaborations were a bit of a hit or miss, but I felt that his seasons were actually some of the most consistent Supreme seasons that I've seen in a while. That wasn't a shared opinion that everyone else had, but that's okay. That's what you've come here for, my take on it. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed his work, and I'm hoping that there's not a huge downward slope now that he's left, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And we'll cover everything to do with it by using a Hypebeast article to cover the lookbook release details, everything like that. We'll head on over to that Hypebeast article now, and we'll start covering the release details for week 1. So here we are at the Hypebeast article that we're going to be using to cover everything to do with everything we're going to be covering in today's video. If you want to check out the article yourselves, because it has all the individual sections and stuff like that, or maybe you just want to go through the lookbook on it, I'll link the article down in that description section below so you guys can go check it out. But we'll quickly cover the release details for the first week of the Spring-Summer 2024 season. So the first weekly drop of the Spring-Summer 2024 season will be releasing on February 15th, which is the Thursday. That will be for most of the regions of the world. So that would be the US, Europe, the UK, and I think that's it. I think that is it for the Thursday drop. Then the Saturday drop, which is February the 17th, that will be for Japan and Korea, as they now have a Korean store. Japan will get it in-store and online. Korea, I think, is just in-store at the moment. But yeah, quite crazy to see these big streetwear brands, these big skating brands, now expanding to Korea. I'm sure that it's a huge market there, but that's a conversation in itself. That's its release details for this first weekly drop. Most of the world will get it on the Thursday, then Japan and Korea will get it on the Saturday. If you want to know the specific drop times, we'll go over those when I do the drop list for week 1. But yeah, if you have any further questions, put them in the comment section below and I'll try and help you out the best I can. But now that we've covered when the first weekly drop of this season is releasing, we need to get that taste of what the season's going to look like by covering the lookbook. Let's dive in and have a look at these 32 images and see what we're going to get. So to kick off the Spring-Summer 2024 season, we've got a piece that's actually kind of worrying because it kind of looks like Supreme's reverted back to their like 2010 era where we're going big logos, big graphics, things like that. I actually kind of liked how we were going with the direction recently where it's a lot calmer, smaller logos, etc., etc. But each to their own. There's probably a lot of people that could really get around this. It looks like we've got a wool leather varsity jacket with a huge chenille like patch rug applied to the front and back of it. I assume back, because it's not just going to say sup on the front. It's going to say the rest on the back as well. I wouldn't want to wear this. It's probably one of my least favorite varsity jackets that Supreme has dropped in recent years, realistically. Looks like we've got a hat up here, probably some denim. Yeah, we're really going back to the like mid 2010s era, because we've got a camo parka, which there was a lot of parkas being released in Supreme's 2010s era, and it looks like we've gone back to it. Supreme knit underneath, double knees, collaboration with Nike by the looks of it. I think that's Futura's font style there, so potentially a collaboration with him. Yeah, okay, a very nice faux fur bomber jacket. I actually really like this piece. I really like the color, the all over print design applied to it. It's a nice piece. It's nice. Probably my favorite piece that I've seen so far. We've got a beanie up the top here. We've got probably some denim for the season. We've got a flight jacket, or I should say a bomber jacket more specifically, with a matching vest, or maybe it's one piece because it kind of looks like it's sewn together at the shoulder there. I actually don't mind that though. That's a cool idea of putting like a very utilitarian vest over the top of the jacket. I just really hope that it has that like wider, boxier fit that a flight jacket traditionally has. It kind of looks like it does with the way that it, you know, ends up around here at the hem, but yeah, it's all right. Some very wild double knee zebra print pants down here. That's pretty crazy. We've got, yeah, just a nice logo on the back of it. Could it have done without the logo? Yes, but they've done it in a tasteful way where it's tonal and it's not too in your face about it. Potentially a collaborative belt this season. Okay, a nice little mohair vest featuring a very like traditional pattern all over it. I mean, the way that it's worn here is fine, but I could definitely see someone wearing something like this over the top of like office attire and having like a fun, playful little vest there. It's okay. It's an okay piece there. We've got a leather jacket. You know I'm a big fan of my Supreme leather jackets. They're always my favorite pieces in the season. This one with the rhinestones on it, it might take me some time to warm up to it, but I don't hate it. I like the rhinestone coloring they've chosen for it. The design of the logo on the front is quite nice. I like the intentional aging they've applied to the zipper and various areas that, you know, I guess are very worn. It gives it a very worn look, which is nice. We've got Supreme 1994, New York. I like the logo on the back of it. I like the way that it's done with the rhinestones and the like puffed out embroidered leather patch detailing here. It's nice. It's a nice piece. I can't fault that, but also I'm a big sucker for Supreme leather jackets, so yeah, that's fair enough. We've got a plaid design applied to like a shell jacket in a way, or like a weather jacket. It's okay. Not entirely blown away by it, but that's not a silhouette that I'm traditionally really interested in anyway. Some Supreme sweatpants with the logos being applied all over it there. Another shot of the collaborative shoes down below. It looks like I can see the TN logo and the Supreme logo, so probably the Nike collaboration or another Nike collaboration down there. We've got an all-over print jacket with some kind of like forest design applied to it in a very burnt orange color. This is okay. I don't mind. I don't mind the design and the coloring applied to that jacket. A massive logo sweatpants down here though. Like it says Supreme, goes all the way around the back and then comes around at the front. Not a big fan of those, but the jacket's all right. Okay, we've got a very nice like forest all over print applied to a Gore-Tex parka or weather jacket, I should say. Either way, it's a nice little piece. I don't mind the front of it. The design on it on all over here is quite nice. Okay. They're throwing it really far back to, what is it, the early 2000s when the Kermit the Frog t-shirt released. You know what? This piece was actually all right when I saw the front of it. I was like, oh yeah, this is like a cool all over print on this piece. No dramas, all good. But then I saw the back of it and I'm like, you lost a lot of points for that. Like, of course it's funny, but like the wearability and the versatility just dropped so much because of this. I don't think I want to be seen wearing the Kermit the Frog jacket, but each to their own, I suppose. We've got like a rugby polo with a huge Supreme logo on it. It kind of makes it look like one of those like fake Supreme rugby polos you always saw on eBay in the 2010s, if anything. Yeah, not really feeling that. An all over print or an all over designed Supreme monogram on some denim. Not the best Supreme monogram that I've seen on some denim. There's definitely some nicer all over monogram designed Supreme pieces in the past. We've just got a simple two-tone jacket, some basketball shorts. The basketball shorts look kind of cool, but the jacket, yeah, it's okay. We've got another varsity jacket. This one I think is speaking to me a lot more, mainly because it doesn't have that huge logo on it. Just a little wave graphic and the Supreme logo. Nice color combination as well. I hope the back of it isn't hideous, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Okay, so it's just the matching logo. That's probably my favorite varsity jacket I've seen so far in this season. There's probably not going to be many more of them, but I think this is the better varsity jacket out of the two that we've seen so far. Yeah, I think just because of how the logos and everything kind of turned out. A nice color combination though. You don't see a lot of black and green varsity jackets, so it's cool to see that. Yeah, some interesting pants down below. Very iconic Supreme Star logo there that I haven't seen in a long time. So hopefully we see some Star logo pieces this season. Okay, one of the jackets that we saw in the article before, it's got a leather collar and just some really nice worn out or washed out colors to it. It's a nice little piece. It's probably reversible as well, judging by the inner color and the collar, but I could be wrong on that call. Either way, this color here is quite nice. Some strangely designed denim, which I can't kind of get the full idea of what it looks like, but that's all right. We've got another leather jacket. This one looks okay, just a Supreme logo on the front. I hope there's a little bit to it on the back. If not, I'd kind of just be on the fence of just buying just like a normal leather jacket if I wanted this exact look. Looks like some track pants down below. A Stars knit sweater, which looks like it's a very brushed fabric. I hope this comes in a more, I guess, versatile color, because the light blue it's a bit too bright for me, but yeah, hopefully some other versatile colors for that. Looks like we've got those track pants making a reappearance. A Supreme jacket, nice colors. Not my favorite logo to apply to a piece like this though. We've got a hooded jacket. They've been really keen on doing these hooded jackets with all these logos and designs along the arms and back over the past couple years. I think it's because of the whole like Carhartt trend that we've seen over the past like decade, or at least half a decade. But for me, I'm not a huge fan of hooded jackets, and you really got to sell it to me with the designs for me to be on board with that kind of thing. Yeah, okay. It's all right. It's got a lot of, you know, Supreme motifs that we've seen in previous seasons, but okay. I do like the spiderweb on the elbows though, but again, a lot of spiderweb graphics is definitely throwing me back to the 2010s, especially with up-and-coming streetwear brands, because spiderweb graphics had streetwear in a chokehold in the 2010s, that's for sure, or at least late 2010s. That's a nice outfit all in all. The colors are really nice. The Supreme shirt itself, yeah, it's okay. They're probably cargo shorts, but they might be full length as well. Another hooded jacket. I don't mind the graphic on this one. I think the really intense colors is what's really grabbing me here. The brushed fabric is a nice choice as well for the graphic. I think they've done a good job in choosing a good fabric for this design. Yeah, it's very loud, and unless I was like 100% sold on it, probably wouldn't go for it, but it looks pretty cool. Oh, so this is what the denim pants were that we saw before. It's got this huge S logo on it. I honestly hoped that we left the big S logo stuff in the past. Like when we got that North Face collaboration a couple years ago, I really hoped that that'd be the end of it, but it looks like they've brought it back. It's okay here, but yeah, I'm not fully sold on it at the moment. I do like the very dirty wash they've done to this denim, and I'm sure the pants look really cool as well. Yeah, I'm warming up to the jacket. The design is more discreet than I've made it out to be. I don't mind it on that. It looks cool on the pants as well. That's a cool design choice. Oh, it's a Muppets one, isn't it? Because I just see Kermit. Yeah, it's a Muppets fleece. I like the way that it's done though. The like color gradient applied over the top of a photo, but I don't want to buy that. There's a lot nicer fleece jackets that Supreme has released in the past. Probably gonna go hunting for those over picking this one up, but I suppose each to their own. We've got the track jacket for the track pants that we've seen twice in the lookbook so far. It looks okay, but I'm not a big track jacket kind of guy. There's another shot of it. And that's it. We've got a New Era box logo cap, and we've got a shirt to end off the lookbook. If I'm being completely honest with you, which is what I'm here to do, probably one of my least favorite lookbooks that I've seen in a couple years now. And I think it's a real step down from what Tremaine was doing with the brand. I am just going off a lookbook though, so that's a big call to make with just looking at like the lookbook, but it honestly hasn't got me that excited for the season. And I'm really skeptical and worried now about the direction that Supreme's going to be heading moving forward. I think Tremaine was a good pick for Supreme, and it's a shame that they couldn't, I guess, evolve as a brand where it would have worked out with him. Because this lookbook, yeah, it's got me worried. It's got me very, very worried. Each to their own though. Maybe you guys feel very differently. Maybe this is throwing back to an era of Supreme that you really like, but there's probably a handful of pieces that I liked from this lookbook. And it's really pushed me back to the old mentality I had of Supreme, where like I'd come to a season and there's like 5 pieces at most that I liked. But in like the previous seasons, I was struggling to pick like a top 5. Like you go watch my top 5 video of my favorite pieces from the fall winter 2023 season, and I admit there I'm really struggling to pick like my top 5 because there are a lot of really nice pieces here. But in this season, if this is the direction we're heading, I think it's going to be a lot easier for me to pick my top 5 unless the collaborations go crazy. So yeah, that's just how I'm feeling at the current moment. But oof, yeah, 2024. Okay. Look, I'd love to hear your guys' take on it. Look, maybe you feel very differently to me. Maybe you really like this lookbook here, but yeah, I think at most there's like 5 pieces from this lookbook that I liked. The rest of it, I could do without. And that's a shame that I have to say that. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know how you feel about the lookbook for this season down in that comment section below. And that's everything to really cover about week 1 of this spring-summer 2024 season and the lookbook. As mentioned, its first weekly drop is releasing on the 15th of February for most of the regions of the world, and then on the Saturday the 17th for basically Asia. Yeah, I'm not overly excited for this season, but maybe when I dive into the range and see what kind of pieces we're getting, I might feel better. But generally I rely on the lookbook to get me like pumped for the season, and yeah, I'm not feeling it at the moment. Yeah, look, each to their own. Obviously you've come here for my take, but I'd love to hear your take on the season, on how you're feeling about the brand moving forward. I'd love to hear what you got to say. Let me know how you feel about Supreme in 2024 down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to keep covering upcoming Supreme collaborations, releases, everything like that, you know what I'm going to ask you for. I'm going to ask you for the 3 indicators I always ask you for, which is a like on this video, a comment in that comment section down below, and if you haven't already, the best indicator you can give me is the subscribe to the channel. And if you have already subscribed, you know what I'm going to say. Tell a couple mates, because we're trying to hit the subscriber milestone of 3,815 subscribers before the end of the month. We are very, very close to that milestone, so hopefully with your guys' continuous support, we'll be able to reach that before the end of the month. But I think that's everything I have to say about the lookbook for the season. I will cover the drop list for week 1 very shortly though, guys, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, until that next Supreme video, that next Streetwear Talk video, or that next drop list video, guys, I'll catch you later.